Contents of the article 1. Where do I even get a fox? 2. Domestic foxes don't exist. 3. Is it possible to tame a fox? 4. Foxes don't go to the litter box, but can they be taught? 5. Are foxes dangerous? 6. Can foxes climb? 7. What do foxes eat? 8. What if you don't take proper care of a fox? 9. What happens if a fox is abandoned? Pet foxes quickly become animals that look very cute in Instagram photos. But how hard is it to actually keep them at home? Very difficult, as it turns out. Let's all agree that foxes are very cute animals. But just because something looks really cute doesn't mean you should get it at home. Over the past 5 years, the search for where to buy foxes has seen a noticeable increase on Google. This corresponds to the growing number of famous foxes on Instagram, such as Juniper Fox, 1 million followers, Penny the Fox, 30,000, and Yui and ENN, also 30,000. Comments on these admittedly very adorable photos of foxes range from "OMG so adorable" to "OMG can we buy one of these?" But believe me, while you can admire these foxes in the photos, you definitely shouldn't have one in your home. Foxy Juniper Fox mom herself is the first person to say that foxes as pets are not something to look for. According to her, the Juniper Fox comes from a line of tame foxes that she bred for fur. The Juniper has been domesticated and, according to Jessica, they are not adapted to live in the wild. "I don't want to advertise them as pets," she says. "I don't want foxes ending their days in animal shelters or worse. Besides, foxes smell bad. Their urine and feces smell like a skunk's. There is no way to rid a fox of that smell. You can't keep a fox indoors 24/7. Foxes are very destructive and will ruin many things in your home. Foxes need to be fed only raw meat with bone content. They also need taurine in their diet or they can go blind, suffer from seizures and even die. I'd like to tell people that if you think hard about it, you probably don't want to get a fox." Exotic pets are a growing problem, and thanks to the internet, social media, and celebrity exotic pet owners, it's on the rise. Increasingly, people want foxes, raccoons, raccoon dogs, civets, and various primates as pets. The sleeping fox. A serious concern is that people take responsibility for an animal before they realize what awaits them. Then it turns out to be too late. The unfortunate animal is abandoned because it is not really as cute a furry creature as the owners thought. You should think very seriously and get more information before taking such a responsible step. So, if you are considering getting a fox at home, here are some questions you need to answer first. Where will I even get a fox? The wildlife trade is outlawed these days. Once upon a time, if you wanted a pet, you had to go to a pet store, and you were limited to what they had in the store. Now everything has moved to the internet. It's hard to control because there are a lot of illegal sales going on social media. You can just go online, say, "That's nice, I want that," and get that. Domestic foxes don't exist. Foxes are wild animals. They are not domesticated. Dogs and cats have lived with humans for centuries and have adapted to living with them and handling them. Foxes have not. The main breeds of foxes that people are trying to domesticate are the colored variety of red fox known as the silver fox, the fox, and the really undeniably cute fennec the fox. Can foxes be tamed? Not really. Often foxes that people keep as pets are taken from their mothers at a very early age to help the teething process. This can lead to behavioral problems later in life. Foxes are quite destructive and curious by nature, chewing everything and digging everywhere. Walking the chanterelle. They also leave their marks everywhere. It's really a very pungent and persistent smell, and the urine traces are almost impossible to wash off. They also have smelly glands between their finger pads, so you end up with a very smelly house. Foxes don't go to the litter box, but can you teach them? Again, not really. It is very, very difficult. It probably won't work, and you have to be prepared to spread diapers all over the floor and spend a lot of time cleaning up. Are foxes dangerous? Raising them at home can change their temperament. It depends on the character of the fox, but they can become quite aggressive as they get older. They can be cute and cuddly as children, but they can become aggressive, not toward the owner, but toward other people. Or they can become quite fearful, which is a common trait of red foxes. Do foxes know how to climb? Foxes are very active. As mentioned, they are curious and like to dig, explore, and chew. If they are going to be kept in captivity, they need large open areas with an earthen surface for digging. Being wild animals, they can't be kept in someone's living room, especially if you want to keep that living room in good condition. What do foxes eat? They are omnivores, which means they will need plenty of meat in the form of small rodents, rabbits, mice, chickens, and the like. So the fox owner needs to find a way to get them every day. But the fox's nutritional needs don't end there. Fox is in the house. They also need stimulation to find food because they are natural hunters. In zoos, keepers hide food for them, bury it, or put it inside some objects so that the foxes get their food from inside. It's not the same situation as your cat when you leave her some Whiskas in the morning and go to work. What if you don't take proper care of your fox? Behavioral problems can become common. And it's only the owner's responsibility. The person taking on the animal has a responsibility under the Humane Treatment of Animals Act to meet their needs, and that includes allowing the animal to live its natural lifestyle, exhibit normal behaviors, such as getting food and spreading its scent. What happens if a fox is abandoned? It's extremely difficult. We have wildlife centers to take in wild animals as well as centers for pets such as dogs and cats. Finding a place for a fox that was raised by humans would be very difficult. You are unlikely to be able to rehabilitate a fox well as a pet. After 3 to 4 years, a cute fox cub will grow into a rather dangerous wayward animal, which is very difficult to provide normal living conditions. But after living with humans for several years, the fox will not be able to survive in the wild. So getting a fox as a pet is a bad idea.